In this video, we are going to replace the battery on a Mark 7 Golf R. So the first thing we're going to do is take the lid off of this battery cover. The positive terminal is at the front here, the negative terminal is at the back. The battery connections are a 10 millimeter, so we'll use a 10 millimeter socket to remove those two. We're going to take the negative terminal off first, then the positive, and then down below there's a bracket that holds the battery in place. That's a 13 millimeter. So we're going to undo all those. So like I said, I'm going to remove the negative battery terminal first, 10 millimeter socket to do that. Then I'm going to remove the positive terminal on the front. Same thing, 10 millimeter socket. Next, I'm going to remove the little jacket, the little protective cover that goes around the battery and over the battery. So I'm just going to pull that out. Set that to the side. Next up, I'm going to remove the 13 millimeter that holds the battery in place at the bottom front down here. Then I'm just going to remove the nut, which I've already done, and the bracket out of place and just pull it up so I can get the battery out. And then once I have it out, you can see now the 13 millimeter sits down in there like this. This is down in a little groove, down a little channel in there, so you have to tilt it back this way and lift up. Now I'm just gonna pull the battery out. Slide it forward a little bit. Lift up. It's pretty dirty and dusty, and some junk has accumulated down in that tray over the last 7 years. This is a 2016 Golf R, so I'm just going to vacuum that out and be right back. So this is at the front of the battery where the hold down with the 13 millimeter goes. You see the little rectangle over to the right in this video, right behind or right above the black and red battery positive terminal cable. That's the little indented, or the little part that goes that fits down in there and then kind of folds up to the battery. It's kind of hard to explain. So just zooming in here to where the bracket is down on the front of the battery. The 13 millimeter hole is here. The little slot is right there, and you can see the little bracket tucked down into it. So now I'm just going to tighten down that 13 millimeter on the bracket to hold the battery in place. And then I'm just going to test it. I'm going to give the battery a tug by the handle, make sure it doesn't move. Pretty good. Now just going to start the reinstall process. One quick thing you may want to do is take a picture of the amps and cold cranking amps and all the details on the battery. This is an AGM battery. We're going to use that when we do the coding, the battery adaptation in OBD11 here in just a little bit. But maybe just snap a photo of the top of the battery for your future reference. Before I install the terminals back on the battery, I'm going to reinstall the blanket or cover that was around it. So I'm just going to fit this back around the new battery. And I need 2 hands to do that, so I'll be right back. All right, so now I've got that cover or surrounding blanket, whatever you want to call it. It goes over the battery. I've got it reinstalled. Now I'm going to reinstall the terminals. All right, so I'm going to reinstall the positive terminal first. Next, I'm going to just reinstall the negative terminal and tighten that down. It's also a 10 millimeter. All right, so we should be all finished under the hood. Got those 2 terminal covers back in there. They don't sit very well just because of the way the battery terminals, the negative terminal has a nut that sticks up It prevents the black cover from going all the way down. The red cover goes pretty well. The piece that was broken when I first got it, not a big deal. If it's in there and it's not going anywhere, it wiggles side to side, but it's got a pin holding it in. And with this cover over it, not a big deal. So I'm just gonna shut the cover, and we are done under the hood. So we are now in the car. I've plugged in the OBD11 tool into the OBD port. Come in the car and hit the start button to put it in accessory mode. You see all the warning lights and dash lights. I got a bunch of error messages, which is normal for when you disconnect the battery. So we're gonna go through now and do the battery adaptation with information that we took the picture of the new battery earlier and just program that in. So I'll do some screenshots as I'm doing that through OBD11 on my phone and then show those in the video. For the rated battery capacity, enter your new amp hours from the picture you took of the top of the new battery. For the manufacturer, pick yours from the list, or if it's unknown, put in UNK. For the serial number, it's 10 digits. I put all ones except for the very last digit, and I put a 2. And then battery technology, enter the type of battery. In this case, it was AGM. Slide the arrow from left to write the adaptation. And you should get this message that it was accepted. So the last thing to do is, after you're done writing the adaptation and it's accepted, close out of OBD11, hop out of the car, turn it off, lock the doors, and let it sit for 5-10 minutes. Let it fully reset itself, and then we'll come back here in a second. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and unlock and get in, take the OBD connector out of the port, and we're gonna go over a couple other things on how to reset your auto up-down windows and clear all the lights, warning lights. As you can see, all the errors are still popping up and still there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the wheel all the way to the left and then all the way to the right. All of them are gone except for the tire pressure warning light. So let's reset that. Actually, it just reset itself, so it just took a second. So everything's reset back to normal. I'm gonna do the windows up and down just to set the new down and up limits on those. So you're just gonna push the window down button. So you're just gonna push the window down button and let it go all the way down. And then once it's down at the bottom, push it down again. And then same thing on the way up, push the window up. When it's all the way to the top, hit the up button again. Now it works. Auto up, down. Good to go. And that's all there is to changing the battery on a Mark 7 Golf R. Add your comments, like, subscribe. We got other Golf R. We got some Audi SQ5 videos on my wife's car, and just minimal things that I've done to it. So hope this helps, and have a great one.